Hello everyone. Today I have a new digital art time lapse for you, and it's a special one. Transfusions, my webcomic, my child, is 10 years old at the end of this month, and yeah, I've been drawing it for 10 years, can you believe? I posted the first page on Sappheiros on July 29th, 2010, and now it is hosted on Slipshine under Hiveworks. So this drawing is to celebrate the anniversary. I'm gonna make some sweet prints of it and do a little giveaway on the comics website later. If you are new here and have no idea what Transfusions and these characters are, Transfusions is a story about Dylan, a nerdy media student who you see here on the right, and Joa, a vampire who died in the 80s. And Joa has a taste of Dylan's blood, which has an extraordinary flavor and some interesting side effects on him, and he makes Dylan a deal he can't refuse to continue to drink his blood. So they aren't the bestest buddies in the beginning, but as they spend more time together, feelings will happen. The comic is currently on the second half of the story, so it's not near the end yet, but hopefully I won't spend another 10 years on it. I have more stories to tell. But for this video I asked peeps on Patreon and on Instagram if they had any transfusions related questions I could answer. And I did get a few, so let's go through them now, shall we? So Nude Girl asked, how did it feel like moving platforms? And it was both stressful and relieving. I had to change the size of each page from 600 pixels to 800 pixels wide. And I had 700 plus pages at that point, but fortunately I had kept all mostly all PSD files of the pages, so scaling and saving them again was relatively easy. And I could also fix some errors here and there, mostly speech bubbles. There were a few older pages of which I didn't have the big file, so I had to redraw them. The people at Hiveworks made the website for me and uploaded all the pages, so that was a huge help. There was a bit of a hassle with the not safe for work contents, but now that the comic is on Slipshine, I can make the not safe for work pages as naughty as I like. With Smack Cheese, I was always a little bit worried about that, even though I was playing by the rules. But I try to keep the comic mild and go with the story first and save the naughtier stuff for extra comics. Lunatic Siren asked, was this your first Not Safe for Work comic? And yes, it was. I don't draw adult content much in general, and I still get a bit shy about drawing sex scenes, but I also want to draw more smut. if it's not for the comic, the stars of time, mood, and energy need to be perfectly aligned, and that doesn't happen often. Una Kosiaka asked, what inspired you to create Transfusions, and what was the hardest part? It was maybe 2007 or 8 when I drew a lot of cute emo boys. And I had this one drawing where one boy kissed the neck of another boy. And I posted it on Irk-galleria, which is a Finnish website, like a pre-social media that was a bit like Facebook. And I wrote, what does kiss on the neck mean as the image description? Like how there's a meaning for kissing different body parts. And someone commented that it meant, hi, I'm a vampire. So that led me to create a story for them. The hardest part was the name. I could have started the comic months earlier, but I couldn't come up with a good name for it. And finally my friend Hanna suggested Transfusions, so I could finally start. Big Rat Hours asked, your art shows a lot of progression throughout the comic. Do you ever want to go back and redraw pages? Yes. As I mentioned before, I did redraw some, but that was because the files were missing when I was moving the comic. I do cringe when I look at some of the older pages, but I know that if I started redrawing them, it would be an endless cycle, and I don't have time for that. And I think it's encouraging for others to see how my style has evolved the more I draw. And my style looked like poop too when I started, so I do have some screenshots of like old panels where I want to fix a certain thing, and so someday when I remember and have time, I will hopefully do that. KNO108 asked, is there anything early in the comic you wish you could change? And yes, some. One main thing is how your blackmailing and threatening Dulan was or wasn't addressed. There could have been more of like, that was kind of fucked up, you know, about it. Also, the one part with your mom insults, I could have maybe come up with something else. And also I could have made the cast more diverse. It's pretty white. So yeah. Ash91 asked, did you ever feel giving up on the comic or questioning its future? I've never felt like giving up because I'm just so stubborn. But I have struggled with the story, not certain where to take it next, but it all comes together eventually. Eleonora Cutini asked, what's your favorite characters and why? And well, Joa and Dylan are, of course, my faves. Joa, because he has so many layers. He can be scary and he can be caring. And I like Dylan because he's so shy and cute, but he also can be surprisingly bold at times. I like Angie because she's smart and a good friend. And I like Mark just because he's cool. Can you ask what's the thing with Dylan's blood? And sorry, that's a spoiler. I won't tell you. Demelion. I'm sorry, I'm butchering that. Demelion asked first, what was the inspiration for the idea, story, and characters? I kinda explained that already. Inspiration for the characters, mostly for the characters, the inspiration comes from my own friends and also the people I met in the university when I was a student. So yeah. And the second question was, please talk about your freehand shadowing skills. I don't know what to say about that really. I think it all comes to just understanding the shapes of things and the light source, where the light is coming from, and what type of light it is. Is it like a strong, harsh light or soft? And like what looks realistic and what looks good in the comic. Those do not always mean the same thing. Sometimes I don't go with the most realistic shading just because it doesn't look good in the comic. So I kind of just have to go with what looks good and what looks, yeah, I don't know, what looks good. And then one more question was from Mel Okoton, and also Torako-chan asked if there will be a physical copy, and the answer is I don't know. Book 1 of Transfusions itself is over 700 pages, so the comic is massive. So I would definitely need help if physical copy or copies ever happened. But yeah, I will let you know if and when, if that actually happens. So yeah. Well, that was all the questions, and oh gosh, we still have almost half of the video left. What can I talk about? I was a bit nervous to make this. I didn't have a specific style in mind. I did want to make something a bit more rough looking style-wise, but it ended up looking really smooth again. I haven't done much digital art besides my comics lately, so it's all kind of exploring and figuring out where I'm at currently. Now that all these years' conventions were cancelled, I don't have that pressure to create new things. So I think I just need to take some time in my calendar to just create something so I don't get rusty. But I do like how this turned out eventually. I still need to check what the printer's instructions were. I'm planning on adding some silver foil details there in the end, you will see. I forgot to add the texture. I'll do it later. I didn't forget Dylan's glasses, don't worry. I always leave them last. I don't like drawing them. But he looks cute with the glasses, so I had to add them. I don't know. I guess I'll shut up for a bit while the past me finishes the line art and does the final details, and I'll open my mouth again a bit before the video ends. So, zip. Okay, almost done here. Here we go, my babies, staring at each other lovingly, and I stare at them lovingly. 10 years, man. I love them so much, and I love all my readers. Thanks for reading Transfusions, no matter if you started in 2010 or last night. Thank you. I received so many lovely comments and messages, how some are rereading for the 10th time, or how some are always looking forward to new updates. How some have made friends through this comic or gotten through rough times because of it. That's what has truly kept me going all these years. And it's not done yet, so thanks for reading my comics and thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, you know what to do. And if you want to see more videos from me, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.